Want to hear a wild theory? I think we've gotten it wrong. And by gotten it wrong, I mean the Hunting Lodge live stream that was put on by Expansive Worlds this morning at 11 Central Standard Time US. I think we got it wrong. We had a bunch of confirmations of some things come out, like the name of the next map, which of course I'm still banking on it being Nepal. But the other big piece of information that came out that I think was sort of a unintended release was information about the next great one. Now, we're all excited. I know I got excited to hear this. I even went so far as to say I would stake my entire channel's reputation on it being a tiger because, again, I'm so sold on Nepal. But I think I'm wrong. I got to walk that back a little bit. And the piece of information I'm talking about is what Jaxie said here.
Oh, jeez. Don't get me in trouble here. I don't think I'll get in trouble for this. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Oh, man, there's so many people right now that are watching from work. They're like, don't do it, Jaxie, don't do it. I'm going to tell you this much. It is not a base map great one. First ever. That's all I'm going to tell you. And it's not going to be what you think it is regardless. I almost promise that.
Now, obviously, we all interpreted that to mean that the next great one is not coming from any of the two original base maps, Leighton Lakes or Hirschfelden, a first in Call of the Wild history. What this means for players is that you will have to buy DLC in order to access the great one if you want it moving forward. However, take a listen to what Jaxie Beard says toward the end of the live stream. It was hard to catch, but if you were really paying attention, and trust me, I was paying attention, just listen.
Is that true? Next great one's going to be from a DLC map. I will confirm it is not going to be on Leighton Lakes. It's not on a base map.
Notice that he said it's not on Leighton Lakes specifically, and then goes on to say it's not on one of the base maps. I have taken that to mean that one of the leading theories of the next great one in the Hunter Call of the Wild is going to be true. And that is that we are actually getting the wild boar as our next great one. I have a couple of reasons for thinking this, not just because of what Jaxie Beard said, but because one of the big key pieces of information for me comes from a long time back. I mean, almost a year and a half ago, probably 2 years ago, if I'm thinking about it, where there was purportedly a leak about a great one in development, and a lot of people believed it was a wild boar. Now, several sources touched on this, places like Reddit, a couple of content creators on YouTube back in the day, and then the whole thing seemed to fizzle out. With that potential leak comes the idea that, yes, a great one boar was in the works for some project in the future. Why not Nepal? And yes, why not Nepal? It's interesting because wild boars, also known as wild pigs, are native to Nepal's dense forests and are wild ancestors of the domestic pig. The government of Nepal has declared wild boars a harmful wildlife species to agriculture, allowing them to be captured and or killed without permission if they damage private farms. Information like this gives us a pretty clear-cut potential mission system in the game where we'll need to cull wild boar in order to protect some of the local villages and communities out there, and especially their agricultural efforts. But that and wild boars have kind of needed a rework for a pretty long time. There's some of the original animals in the game, and while we've seen updates to many of the antlered species, wild boar have kind of gotten a gloss over. Hopefully until now. I don't know about you, but the idea of a monstrous wild boar with a wild fur pattern, maybe a belted style or something really cool, would be amazing, especially with those ginormous tusks and the different designs, like maybe one broken off or just kind of like crazy. But those two little sound bites I managed to glean from the Hunting Lodge livestream today make me think that we all might be chasing a red herring or be sent down the wrong scent trail. So here are my two very strong predictions. We are going to Nepal, no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not changing my mind about that until the hammer drops or the shoe drops or you guys abandon my channel because I'm just dead wrong. And the next one I'm pretty sold on, probably at about 90%. is that our next great one will be the wild boar. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm curious to know what your hopes and dreams for the next map are. Is a wild boar on your list of the next big great ones you'd like to see? And I'll see you guys on our next adventure. Bye!